My name is Sarkis. I was invited to come up and help show you guys how to cook food very fast, very quick. For those who are trying to be healthy and for those who are watching their macros, this is one of my go-to recipes. In this case, we're using leeks. And leeks are one of my favorite vegetables, root vegetables. I cook these first, really cook them down while I'm prepping the rest of my vegetables. I'm gonna use a little bit, like just half a teaspoon, a tablespoon of ghee and a little bit of olive oil. We're also gonna use your lemon as a citrus, but we're gonna also use the rind later on. And a little bit of jalapenos for flavor and garlic. And I make my tomato sauce way ahead of time, like months ahead of time. And I freeze them. As you can see, it's frozen. Garlic is really, some people don't eat garlic because of obvious reasons for their stomach, but I think garlic is really good for you. A lot of antibiotic, antimicrobials. Okay, my butter, my ghee, and my olive oil are kind of mixed together and they melted. So the fish, the protein we're using today is salmon. I bought some wild salmon from Whole Foods yesterday. And you want to cure your salmon before you cook it. And I use some kind of a sweet wine to break it down with. Once you clean your mushrooms, you can prep them. I end up cutting the ends of these mushrooms because I don't really like, it's very tough. But try to use as much of the mushrooms as possible. Now that my mushrooms are prepped and my leeks are cooking, I'm just gonna go ahead and prep some of these white parts of my leeks. I'm gonna bring it back and use it later. And in this case, we're gonna use a little bit of the lemon rinds. I like to use the red chili pepper flakes from Trader Joe's, not too much. This is what I want to put my mushrooms in, only because the mushrooms become watery. They break down when they break down, and kind of thickens the sauce too. To sweeten our sauce, I use grapes. I use fruits quite a bit. And this is what I'm going to add the rest of my leeks. So in this case, I'm just going to cut it down the middle, right? Down the half, half it, and then see how thick this is? So you want to cook the thick ones by themselves and the thinner cut differently by themselves if you want. And just put it skin side down a little bit and let it crispen up a little. Just gonna flip this over. There you go. Yeah, we don't want to overcook the fish because it's a great cut of meat. And the reality about fish is if you cook it, overcook it, it just becomes tougher and you don't get all the flavors. We're gonna cook it again in about 5 minutes in the sauce anyway. So we're just gonna cook it like 50% through right now. So I'm gonna steam it so I don't burn it. Yeah, it's great, it's getting there, perfect. Breaking down now. Also, I use vegetables that you can't really overcook. Okay. We're gonna let that rest and bring all the flavors together. This is when I start tasting it to see if I need more salt or not. Put in my tomato sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. I just want to get the entire flavor of the tomato in my sauce because I want to use it for different dishes and I don't want to kind of obstruct the flavor of the actual dish. Okay, with that, in a minute, it's going to come back to boil. Once it comes to boil, take the cover off because you want the water, the liquid to steam so you can put your fish back in. And after that, we're going to be putting in our grapes to sweeten up at the end and some of our lemon rinds. Here we go. That's awesome. I want to put this fish right back in here. I'm going to put it skin side up because it's a little crispy. I'm going to put it inside like this. Grapes are going to go just on top. All right, so I think our fish is ready. You can baste your fish with some of your sauce if you want, which is great. It helps cook from the top. So I think our fish is ready, yeah. Just flip it over, there you go. And this is your other slice of fish. I serve it with all the liquids. I just think that don't waste any of your food that you cook. You work hard for. And I think the liquids are like a little soupy. And if you do eat bread, you can just dump it in there. And 30 minutes. Voila, we have dinner. That concludes our Stark Life low macro fish dinner in 30 minutes.